This as told to essay has been adapted from a conversation with Lauren Leon, a 35-year-old business owner who met her husband, Ryan Leon, 34, through a matchmaker. It has been edited for length and clarity. I had been meeting people on dating apps. I met people who projected themselves to be someone, and I started dating them, but then I realized it wasn't the best for me. Dating apps take a lot of time and energy. I wanted to have a better experience and meet more quality people who were intentional and had intelligence. I have an identical sister, and she kept saying, "Kwani, why don't you try a matchmaker?" I don't know why. She was just like, "It seems interesting. I feel like you should try it." In August 2022, I did some research, found a couple of companies and reached out to them. I signed up for 2 matchmaking services. I originally started with 3-day rule and signed up for an intro package. I did it for 3 months and they gave me about 3 matches for dates a month. I really enjoyed the experience. I wanted to do it again, but I decided to try Talkify, which had a little bit more of a reasonable dating package. You fill out a form online and then someone calls you. They get an understanding of who you are and what you're looking for. They want to make sure you're serious and committed to it. Once that happens, you sign up, pick your package, and then they match you with a matchmaker. The package was $400, but they provided a discount for signing up right after the initial intake phone interview, so my total was $3,400. I signed up for a matchmaker after getting tired of dating apps. I couldn't believe how well my first date went. The heartbreaking reason Gen Z is struggling to find love. I was matched with Lillian. She and I had a great conversation originally. The call lasted almost an hour. She asked questions like, "What are you looking for? What type of person would be ideal? What age group? What's your personality like? What do you do on a daily basis? And how do you imagine your lifestyle?" These questions go really deep, more than what you would put on a dating profile. After that, you let your matchmaker do her work. You get 1 match a month because during that entire month, they're researching people and databases. Then they interview that candidate for you and do a screening before they present that person. My husband, Ryan, ended up being my second match. My husband was in the dating pool. Some matchmaking services allow you to pay around $130 to join their matchmaking pool. Believe it or not, that's what my husband, he didn't get matched with a matchmaker, but often the matchmakers with clients would contact him and say, "Hey, do you want to go on a date with this person?" And he would say, "Yes, we were introduced because he was in Talkify's pool. She gave me some information about him and they set up the date in November. They don't send you a picture of each other before the date," which I think is nice. If I had seen his picture, I probably would have rejected my husband because, in my mind, I was thinking of a particular type. I was making up this image of who I wanted to be with. The matchmakers say it's best to be open, enjoy the journey, feel the experience, and feel the person out before sticking to your ego and judgment about what you really want. The best person for you may not be what a couple stands together on their wedding day in front of an ivy wall. The couple on their wedding day, Ryan walked into the restaurant and I looked at him and said, "Oh gosh, wait, do I know you?" And he said, "Oh yeah, we went to the University of Michigan together. We crossed paths briefly for 1 semester because he was doing a dual degree program where he was getting 2 degrees, 1 in engineering and 1 in science. It was my last semester and we talked a couple of times at a student organization meeting. It turns out we grew up 10 minutes away from each other and I hadn't seen him. It took matchmaking to sync up. The date was a hit. We were on our first date for 4 hours and he had such a nice personality. It seemed like we had a lot of things in common and I enjoyed myself. I felt safe and I could share myself completely. It seemed he wasn't judging me at all, but he was genuinely interested in me. I think that's why I continued to go out with him, just to see how I could feel being around him, and I found myself enjoying his presence. He called me after saying that he knew I was doing this matchmaking process and would continue to ask me out until I said no. A bride and groom look at each other on their wedding day. Their matchmaker attended their wedding. Paid over $3,000 for a matchmaker. I met my husband on my second date.